Hello, we are Geeks Assembled and we're still into Christmas. We love Christmas and we're going to be talking about a movie what came out in 2017, which is all about the man who invented Christmas. It's the story of how Charles Dickens managed to put together the story A Christmas Carol. And this movie has got a lot of talent in this movie. But I'll just skip over that for now, and we'll go on to our people here, and we'll see what they have to say in their opening thoughts. So, Susan.
All right. Well, thank you for calling on me first, because I'd like to talk about a certain actor who's playing Charles Dickens. Dan Stevens. He was in the first 3 seasons of Downton Abbey, and he played Matthew Crowley. And I love Matthew Crowley. I love him so much. Matthew Crowley was the best part of Downton Abbey, in my humble opinion, and then they killed him off. And I was heartbroken. And this movie, he is up to his, up to that standard of engaging emotions, of being amazing, of being super great at style and of substance. And I just love the heck out of this movie. It's so fun. It's like, it is beautiful. It's ugly in parts. It's got great a great cast. I think that I should let Beef Dad talk about the cast, because he knows like half of them, and he loves half of them and stuff like that. But like, I just wanted to lay that out about Daniel Stevens, about what an amazing actor he is, and tell you that there's a couple of little connections with Star Trek. Therefore, I'm wearing my Star Trek shirt. But here is our unpaid movie critic, Alex, to let you know his take on it.
Yeah, it does have a great cast. I don't know. I didn't like this movie as much as I should have. I think it's because I've seen The Christmas Carol like 10,000 times or more. I think that's probably why I'm a little tired. It's an interesting idea to sort of try to ground it in reality. Obviously, most writers have to use inspiration to muse or base it off of people in a little bit of real life. Most people can't imagine whole characters and worlds. But he was a very good writer. I didn't like every single book that he did, but he was a very good writer. So I think that's probably why I've just seen it too many versions of Christmas Carol. The idea is good. Yes, it is a little bit of a fairy tale. Yes, it is a little bit of a morality play, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I've just seen it too many times. That's the other problem with Christmas. A lot of the songs, a lot of the movies, a lot of the stuff is just done a billion times over, and you sort of get a little jaded, I guess, after seeing it so many times. But it's still a very good movie. It's still very good acting. I just probably would have had a little tighter direction, I think. But it's all very good actors, and it's even good dialogue. It's just I've seen the story a little too much, maybe. But like I said, that's the other thing with holidays too, is that it does get a little repetitious. But it's a good movie though.
Well, what you've got to remember is this isn't A Christmas Carol.
Right. Well,
It's not the story. It's not Christmas Carol. This is the story of him writing the book.
right.
It's not the story of the Christmas Carol. Over to Beef Dad.
Yeah, the magical thing about this for me was the way characters would turn up And he basically, it was his imagination. And you see his imagination, and he's worrying about what to call people like Scrooge. And he finally comes up with the name. And of course, Scrooge, played by Christopher Plummer, was brilliant. And his father, John Dickens, who had been put away in a debtor's prison, and because he was put in a debtor's prison, the rest of his family, including Charles Dickens, were put in what do you call it?
Like a workhouse.
Yeah, workhouses. Yeah, they were put in workhouses. But his father, played by Jonathan Pryce, was really very good. His wife, Kate, was lovely. The housekeeper, played by my old friend Miriam Margulies. It was lovely to see her in something. She's a dear, sweet thing, and she's very, she has a humour, and the humour comes through. Jacob Marley, brilliantly done by Donald Sumpter, who's done lots of Doctor Who. And Chapman, played by Ian McNeice, he's such a nice guy to chat to. But Ian McNeice is the guy who plays Winston Churchill in several episodes of Doctor Who. And also my friend Annette Badland, doing the Fezziwig character in this. She also played Mrs. Fezziwig in the remake of A Christmas Carol with what's his name? Patrick Stewart. And yeah, there he is. And yeah, she played Mrs. Fezziwig in that, and she loved doing that. She really enjoyed that. And to see her doing it again, I thought to myself, I bet you just loved doing that. Yeah, it was just so good. It worked very, very much around the difficulties that an author goes through sometimes, and the blanks that he hits. Especially going towards the end of this, because he had 1 week left to do before he had to have the last chapter to give to the printer. Yeah, it's just excellent, brilliantly done, superb cast, absolutely superb cast. I don't think there was one. I can't think of one weak character in it at all, and I loved the idea of the difficulty that an author has, and how it's in his mind all the time, and he can basically see the characters that he's seen. He's writing about. It's just so cleverly done. So it was brilliantly written, superbly directed, and unbelievably well acted. Most enjoyable. I got so involved in it.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it's like a who's who in the actors in this movie. I mean, you've even got the Scottish actor Bill Patterson in it. also been in Doctor Who as well. Oh, actually, he was in the same episode as Ian McNeice. But hey ho, yeah. What Beef Dad said about the way the characters sort of become real to him, and trying to get over his writer's block, and the characters, as he says in the movie, won't do what he wants them to do, and they're all sat there in his room saying, well, you're the writer, you should do all this. But yeah, it's really well. It's a different way of telling this tale from Charles Dickens's stance. But every actor in this was just out of this world. Even I can't remember the actor's name now, but he was his Charles Dickens's so-called agent, but he wasn't because he doesn't pay him. Brilliant. That was a great character, where he got him to pose for the Ghost of Christmas Present. Yeah, it's brilliantly done. And also as well, a film about Charles Dickens would not be a film about Charles Dickens if Simon Cowell wasn't in it. Anything with Charles Dickens, he's there. Yeah, it's a feel-good movie.
Justin Edwards.
What is?
Is that the John Forster, the Ghost of Christmas Present?
Oh yeah, sorry. You lost me then. Yeah, yeah. It's a Christmas feel-good movie, and it's really well done. The maid as well. The maid who he sort of confides in reading his stories to her. You could just see on her face the joy of just listening to him reading the story. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant movie. But it's not many people know about this movie. It went under the radar for some strange reason. A lot of people just missed out on this one. So we're doing it now. So shall we say favourite moments and things what you were keen on? Beef Dad.
I liked the arrival when he's actually having a conversation with Ebenezer Scrooge, the character of Ebenezer Scrooge, while he's trying to work things out. And Jacob Marley comes in with his chains and dragging a safe behind him. That was just brilliantly done. It was absolutely perfect. The moment where he saw Mrs. Fezziwig, when he was walking along the road and he saw Mrs. Fezziwig dancing with Mr. Fezziwig and the other people from where she worked. So it was lovely to see Annette there just enjoying herself so much. Valerio Bandino, who played Tarp, she was super. She really was. And little Aaliyah Lennon, the little girl who played his daughter Mamie, she was just magical. She was just magical. And Donna Marie, the housemaid, she was great. And actually, the young man who played the young Charles Dickens, Eli Solon, he was very, very good. Very, very good.
Especially with the scenes he was in as well, because it was not very nice scenes he was in the warehouse.
And he did really well. He really had you convinced.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good going. The other moment that I really enjoyed was where he managed to sort out the discovery of Scrooge's grave. That was a really magical scene. And Christopher Plummer actually down in the grave wasn't. That was really creepy, but it worked really well. And having to work out that Tiny Tim didn't die, and all the brain work that went into it all was just absolutely fascinating and got me involved, because when it comes to Christmas, every year I watch A Christmas Carol at least once, because it's been my favorite Christmas film ever since I was before I was a teenager. I was, when I was a little, and probably about 6 was the first year when I saw it. And I've watched it every year since.
Cool.
So, at least once.
A Christmas ritual.
Yes, it is. Yes. It's my big Christmas thing.
Well, you might as well, because there's nothing really on TV this year as usual.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thanks for that, Beef Dad.
Okay.
Over to Susan and Alex.
All right. Well, I really love the part where young Charles is in the workhouse, and it's part of his working out his past and trying to resolve that issue with his father. Jonathan Pryce is really, really something else in this, and he's such a great actor. I really do love Jonathan Pryce's stuff, and so that was good. Christopher Plummer was also in Star Trek. Not that Mrs. Fezziwig with Patrick Stewart was in Star Trek, but there's another connection. Christopher Plummer was in the Star Trek movie about the sort of armistice with the Klingons called The Undiscovered Country. So that he was brilliant in that, and he's brilliant in this. He's sort of a haunting character in this. He just kind of like looms over, like this image really shows it, but it really is like he's just always over his shoulder, always like staring him in the face, trying to elicit his, changing what he wants to write and stuff. And that was really, it was great tension there. There was so much great tension there. There's something amazing about British movies, that they have such great drama and tension in them. That's part of the magic that's there. And then the other thing was, we were on a ghost tour last year, or was it the year before? I think it was last year that we were going by one of these super haunted hotels in Boston, and the tour guide was saying that Charles Dickens had stayed there and had seen some really weird things in the walls and some things on door knockers. So I mean, it was like, some of this stuff, some of the magic may have come out of that, staying at that super haunted hotel. And I just, wow, it's just like phenomenal, watching him work. I love how, when he used the door knocker, he was so adamant about it that the thing came off, and then it followed him into his writing. It's just there. Yeah, it's had some, just like every single moment, like had some great stuff in it. So, I mean, it's really hard to choose. I love how he came up with the Ghost of Christmas Present. Like, he was all like, oh, well, maybe it's like, my agent. And this agent is like, what? that was really fun, and yeah. So I enjoyed the tension and the sadness of that workhouse. I mean, that was, oh my gosh, and working it out with his father. Yeah, those are my absolute favorite moments in this. And if I see it again, they might change because there's so much good stuff in it. Anyway, here's Alex.
I liked better the I don't know if they were the editors or whoever was bankrolling him. I like those scenes better. I don't know. I mean, I know I should love this movie. I just don't. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I think I've seen it. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I love British actors. It just kind of bored me. What's that?
Bah humbug.
No, it just kind of bored me a little bit. I understand what they were trying to do, but I like I like the I like those meetings that he had with the guys, and I don't know if they were his editors or his sponsors or whatever. Other than that, it's okay. I don't know.
Critic who came up and tried to read him his bad result.
Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, you have to deal with that. Now it's on the internet. At least the guy confronted him. Now you wouldn't even get that. So yeah, yeah, I don't know. The movie didn't impress me that much, which is a shame because I know there's wonderful actors in it, and I know they've done comedy and tragedy and all that. So I should like this better. I guess I just didn't like the way they directed it or whatever, or maybe there was too many people, and I'm not sure. It just didn't impress me as much as it should. So
No, we always get one, folks. I have to apologise for Alex.
They're there.
I enjoyed it. Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without Charles Dickens, and as the title of the movie says, the man who invented Christmas, as we know it, shall we say? Yeah, I just love the way that the characters in his real life cross over into imaging his fictional characters. He's take this from there. He takes that from the guy who lent him the money became Marley in his imagination, and the way he got Marley's name from the waiter, the old guy waiter. Just things like that. And he was scribbling away in his notebook, as writers do. Oh, I've got an idea. I'll just scribble that down. Marley. Yeah, it's a great movie showing you the workings of a writer's mind and what he goes through to create one of the greatest masterpieces in literature. To be honest,
True.
Very true. So, shall we go final say and score if nobody else has got anything to say? Yeah. Okay then. Let's go back to Susan and Alex.
All right. Well, because of Dan Stevens, Christopher Plummer, and all the rest, Annette Badlands, Margulies, and all the people that are really astonishingly good actors, including the child actor who played young Charles. Where's that? Eli Solon. Yeah, amazing stuff. And I will give this 10 Ghosts of Christmas and lots of manifestations of personalities looming over our shoulders as we travel into this mystical connection, serious time of year, no joyous time of year, no redemptive time of year, no lovely time of year. Anyway, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Here you are, Alex.
Well, because it was a great set and because it was great actors, I'll give it an 8. I just didn't like the.
That's pretty good for you.
No, but I mean, again, I'm not gushing over it like you are. So I'll give it an 8.
All right.
Right then. Oh dear, it's not often we gush on these casts. Over to Beef Dad. Still muted, Beef Dad.
The last little mention was there was also a magical moment where he bumped into somebody called Copperfield.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which that was a lovely moment for me, because I thought to myself, oh right, okay, you're going to write David Copperfield soon. But no, superb performances. I loved the script. I think that the direction was really, really good. I enjoyed it so much. And of course it had friends in it, which is nice. And yeah, so obviously it gets a 10. Gets a full 10.
Full 10 for
Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a brilliant movie. If anybody out there hasn't seen it yet, please watch it. The Man Who Invented Christmas. It's only a couple of years old, but you'll enjoy it. If you like Christmas Carol, if you like Charles Dickens, if you like Christmas, bang it in the DVD and play it.
If you like authors.
Authors, yeah, Charles Dickens. I mean, the costumes were brilliant. The settings were brilliant. That's it. The acting, just first class. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So for me, I'm going to give it 10. Do you know, I was going to say something then, but I'll put a word in front of it. 10 ghostly knockers out of 10. I put ghostly there. I was just going to say something else there. 10 ghostly knockers out of 10 from me. So, well, tribute to Les Dawson there, but there we go. Oh God,
Can't take you anywhere.
But guys, if you like this cast, let us know what you think of this movie. Let us know what you think of the casts. Please join us if you want to be in one of these. We're on Twitter, on Facebook. We're all over the place. Please leave a comment. Suggest things what we could do.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell, the Christmas bell. Hit the ding dong. So that's another quote for Leslie Phillips there. Ding dong. So until next time, have a merry little Christmas. Have a nice hot toddy as Susan's going to have one. And I'm going to sit down, put my feet up, and see what's on the TV. Not a lot, so I'll be putting a DVD in. So for now.